Okay, this is the last time I'm going to try to do this review because it takes me in 99 different directions, and I'm trying to stay focused on the book itself, but it's so ingrained in the topic of today that it's hard for me to say anything about this book without going off on tangents about things that are happening today and injustices and sickness, utter sickness that has happened to the West. What's happening to the West? So I'll try. I'm going to keep it short because if I go into this much at all, I'm going to wander off in 99 directions. Gad Saad's The Parasitic Mind. This is the book I'm reviewing today, and it's not going to be much of a book review. Read this book. Read this book. That's the best I can say about this book review, is you should read this book. You, whoever you are, read this book. What's happened in recent years to our culture, to Western culture, I haven't read Suicidal Empathy, which is the follow-up to this book. It's just recently published. I will be reading it soon. But Gad Saad is a Lebanese Jew. He fled to Canada in his youth to avoid being murdered by the Muslims who had taken over Lebanon. The Islamists, as they say, call it what you want. And in Canada, he thrived. He and his family thrived. He became a professor. He became a a marketing behavioralist, an expert on human behavior, a psychology expert on human behavior, which led him to write The Parasitic Mind, which is all about how we allow ourselves to be poisoned by tiny fruit flies, I'll call them, that get inside of our head and convince us that through our behavior, joining the other groups, the clans, the mobs, we can convince ourselves that we are morally the best, morally superior. We are good, no matter how cruel we are, no matter how judgmental we are, no matter how sick our behavior is. If we are convinced that we're good, then we're not only good, we're right. And by being right and good, we can do no wrong, and therefore anything is acceptable. So giving over your thoughts to something craven, I'll use that word that Game of Thrones or the House of the Dragon was just using the hell out of the other day, giving ourselves over to something so craven as hatred, disgust for others, it stems from convincing ourselves that we're good. If you want to know where we're headed right now, the West, not just the United States, but the West in general, we are being led by disgust. We're being pulled by our disgust for other people into a pit of despair. We're ruining it. And it all starts in our individual minds. We've allowed the parasites to take root. Gad Saad fled evil. Made him a pretty good expert to write this book. And what we're witnessing today is that same evil come here to our homes. And we convince ourselves that the only way to be good is to join with it and understand it. And that's not right. So, read this book. There's a lot of books you should read. The Gulag Archipelago would be great. It's actually volumes. And I'll review that soon. And I'll go into much more depth on that, and that's going to suck. But I can't go into much depth on The Parasitic Mind other than you should read it. The Gad Saad's wit, his humor is phenomenal. It's just wonderful how you can tackle such a meaningful topic, how you can give your account, your personal account of the hardship of just staying alive and seeing the fear in your family that death, judgment, not being accepted is just prevalent in life, and yet approach it with wit and some sarcasm, and Gad said sarcasm is the best. There's nothing better. So that's all I have to say. I'm sorry, this is a terrible review. I've been giving some really lousy reviews of some really great books, but I will read Suicidal Empathy very soon. I'm currently rereading Notes from Underground because I just want to be fresher on that before I give another review. I've read it a couple of times, but I'm rereading that, and I'm finishing something else. But anyway, that's the review. Parasitic Mind, give it a shot.